Steve, you had a little bit of a break, so we're just catching up. It's last weekend was the last of 4 shows back to back, and
hallelujah! I was absolutely knackered. You know, you forget how hard it is to do these shows, and I have said many times I'm never going to do that again. And I've said now 2 shows a month. That's the most we're going to do, because 4 back to back. And then obviously we're going to talk about what's happening this weekend, and then we could go on and on for weekends with the kids that we've got on the TV shows and other shows we've got in. So I've got an engineering business to run as well, so the pressures I've been under for the last 4 weeks, you won't wish it on your worst enemy. So I've learned my lesson, and I've slept off a few days in Portugal, back charged, and happy to talk about the show at Wigan, because it ended up okay, didn't it? Yeah,
it did. Not all the results went the way we wanted, but some great learning fights there, and I think the central area fight delivered once again.
Yeah, listen, I was pleased with that. I mean, obviously we helped Kevin and Frank Duffin out, because they had a similar problem to us, where they had 6 fights and was going to lose a shed loads of money. So they put the 6 fights on ours and contributed towards our overhead. So it meant that our hit wasn't as bad as it was going to be, and their hit was nothing. So it helps us both out. And the main reason we did it was there was 6 fighters who got a fight that wouldn't have done. But obviously 12 fight card, I don't really want to talk about Kevin and Frank's fighters, because that's up to them there. But on the 6 fights that happened on our show, Connor Taylor again really is not with us. He's with Richard Maynard, but he's a local lad. He's boxed on our show both times.
Made his debut with ours, didn't he?
Given a lot of weight away to an heavyweight, and it was an entertaining fight. He got clipped himself a couple of times, and it was decent. Then we had Lennox Lithgow, who had to go old ground with Simmers Velasquez, because we couldn't get him matched in the UK after his opponent pulled out on the Wednesday.
It looked really good.
Been booked for 6 weeks. Yeah, great performance by Lennox. Yeah. Believe his dad and his father-in-law had a good couple of rounds as well. But that's a welcome to Wigan, yeah. But never mind on that one, yeah. Then Jake Harrison again. These lower weights are so hard to match. We had to put him back in with John Spencer over 6 rounds, but all his own way. But he's a tough kid, John Spencer, and the 6 rounds won't do Jake any harm whatsoever. But he's shown his quality, and really truthfully, he's ready to be pushed on now. So next fight, we're looking for someone who we can give 6 weeks to, and come and give him the right test. Mike McKay, disappointing really. He got a draw. I mean, personally, I think he won, but he could have done a lot better. And I spoke to him afterwards, and I said, "Look, Mike, you've got to show me that you really want to fight." And it was a bit of a timid performance by you. That I do believe you won, but you should have won in better style. And,
I think the knockdown, even though it wasn't a proper knockdown, it looked more of a slip and a punch. Obviously, made sure that was a.
I didn't even see the shot, but I heard the bang, so it was a tidy slip if it was a slip. But no, listen, ideally he'll fight him again and show that he's ready to move on, because he's no young kid, and we're going to have to move him on, yeah. And at the cruiserweight, they are punch hard, and there's a lot of good kids, isn't there? You've probably 2 exceptional ones in the UK, and then you've got 10 around the same level who are all decent. John Kyle and Reece Wood, Central Area title fight.
Great fight.
Stormer, wasn't it? John Kyle, he's just made for boxing, isn't he? For fighting, and he could. It's impossible for him to be in a bagged fight, and Reece Wood's played his part, even though he shouldn't have done. If he had any chance of beating John, he was going to have to outbox him, and
he should have kept it long,
keep moving and keeping it long. But he got drawn in by Johnny, and you might say Johnny's tactics have worked. He made him have to have a fight. I don't know, but they did have a fight, and it was 6 good rounds. And I think Reece had been over a couple of times, and fatigue was coming in very early for these kids to move up to 10 rounds, and we only did it because it was a VIP tournament fight, and the vacant area light middleweight was there, so they were both pushed a little bit too early, too soon for 10 rounders. But the 6 rounds were great, and you know, John moves on and Reece Woods will come back, and I spoke about making him an Owen Kurt, because like Owen Kurt was in the tournament and never got to fight, so seems a reasonable fight for them both to take. So we'll be doing that one. And then what we put as the last fight at the top of the bill, the local kid Joe Howard, who we had and still have big hopes for, got beat by Josh Sandiford, who kind of read him a little bit well, and Joe was a bit flat.
Very flat.
They've given a couple of excuses on that, but you know what? I'm not one for excuses. At the end of the day, he didn't box anywhere near to the abilities he can do, and you've got to give a credit as well to Josh for nullifying that. You know, with his movement. I mean, I hate all this low bending down and everything like that, but he did it and it was effective. And I actually had it a draw, but no complaints. He's won by a round, so we'd love to do that fight again. I don't think they will, but you know, either way, we'll bring Joe back, and again in another testing fight, because you know, he's been dealing with everything up to Saturday really well, and you know, still got big belief in him, and he's going to have to come back and put the wrongs right.
When you're hoping to get him out again, would it be in May on the
I think it's June. You know, I think
June.
we've got another show at Wigan, so
right.
he'll be back out on that. Yeah, so Lee Blundell's come to see me Saturday morning, so we'll see where we go from there. And then we're just going to talk. You know, this is Friday morning, isn't it? And then we've got a few out Friday night, and then Saturday night. So
we'll cut this one short and we'll start the next one.
Well, just go straight into it, Lee.
No, we'll keep it separate, and then it'll get the views that you want it to. Yeah.
Well, I'd have just done.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.